And I did a live update of emails and, you know, sort of kept them in and unfortunately I didn't get the scores that I wanted. But I actually played really good, and I just had really, really bad luck. And I think my next visit...
Were you buzzing on coke?
I was on the first one. On the first one was terrible. Like I was booked in to play this tournament, and I hadn't slept for 48 hours. It was just horrific.
It's a gold coast.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned.
Well, I'm sailing. G'day, viewers. This podcast was brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill-out drink. Sit back, relax, put on your headphones, drive around the city, put those earbuds in your ears, do some housework, listen to this podcast. On today's show, I bring you a super duper interesting bit of work that you haven't heard before, I'm sure. From a man called Lukey MacDonald. Lukey Mac, as we call him down the gym. That's right. Lukey MacDonald is a very young professional gambler. When I say very young, I say about 31 or something. But he's proven himself over the last 10 years. Owns a home. Owns lots of the other things. And has travelled the world due to nothing but gambling. So, hang with this podcast because I reckon it's just flat out interesting. And like I say at the end of the podcast, I won't turn into a gambler because I know what type of person you need to be great at certain things. So it's just flat out interesting listening to some of these kind of people. So thanks for coming in, Luke. Lukey Mac, you're a champion. Can't wait to hear the Punters Pod, your new podcast that's coming out real soon. So, are you there, Lukey Mac? Yeah! Oh shit, Lukey Mac, come here, champ.
Hey mate, how are you?
Great, man. I haven't seen you since you got your head punched in proper. I feel sorry for you, mate. You were a great fighter there at Fight Like a Pro. I felt, and Gav won't mind me hearing this, because of all the fights I've seen at Fight Like a Pro, right, you were the only one that I thought was mismatched. But not mismatched, I don't know.
No, there's a story behind that, I think.
He was on roids or some shit, I'm sure.
Possibly. No, I mean...
I'm putting it down there.
I'd said to Gav, actually, during the training process, I'd said to him, because I'd seen a few of the matchups in a few of the previous fights and a few of the previous fight nights, and I'd said to him, because Gav and I were quite close, so I knew Gav through playing poker, and we'd become quite close. And I had said to him during the training process that I wanted to be challenged. I didn't want, anything where I think that could have happened. I'm not sure whether it would have. I said, but I want to really, on the night, I want to be properly challenged. And he said, don't worry, I'll make sure that happens. I went up against a bloke that was 20 kilos heavier than me, and
he became an animal.
10
days before the fight.
Yeah.
But he wasn't like, I'm not putting stuff on Mark at all, but definitely like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was a good matchup, I thought.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
Well, he was a lot bigger, so obviously, he...
But he became bigger.
Yeah, do you think?
Oh, mate,
really?
Mate, I love you, Mark, if you're out there.
Really?
I told him to the face, like, whoa.
Really? Do you reckon?
He had arms like ham in the last 2 weeks.
Well, you know what it's like. I was that just... you think you're ready. You think for that first fight, you think you've done all that you can do. And I thought that I was fine. Everyone was going, "Geez, you look nervous," and so I'm like, "Nah, I'm sweet." But that nervous energy really wrecked me. And to be honest, I didn't. It's a blur. The whole night was a complete blur. So I don't even remember. But I do. I don't remember a lot of things, but I do remember in the ring in the last round the referee saying to me like, "You need to put your gloves up near your face because you're just getting punched in the head." And I was just like,
he was very respectful though.
Yeah,
it was really respectful. You
Mark or
no you?
Oh me? Oh well, yeah. I didn't even know I was getting hit, sort of thing. That was the thing. He was like, "You need to put your gloves up," and I was like, "Oh," and fully lifted my gloves up because your arms are so heavy and you don't.
Yeah, and there's people calling out like.
Yeah. Oh, my mum was like, I had a good crew there, so I had I did it because I wanted to be challenged, but I also did it because I enjoy people having a good time. I love to see people having a good time, if it's at my expense or what, I love that shit, 100%. And because of that, I sold it pretty well to everyone. I was like, I've got some mates some of my best friends said to me when I first met you, I fucking hated you. I just did not like you one iota, and then you just grew on me, and now they're some of my best mates. So it just. I said to him, that you're either in one of two camps. Either you absolutely love me and want to support me, you don't want to see me get beaten up in this segment, or you've always thought I'm a bit of a smart ass prick and you thought I'd like to see him get his head punched in. So I ended up with 2 full tables there, and it was. Have
you seen the video of the fight?
Yeah. I've watched it a few times, and Marky's a legend.
Yeah, of course.
He's
of course. I don't mind saying that, but I was critical of him. Because I thought he's a big dude, like a tough, tattooed, big bloke. I thought he was cruising through the 10 weeks of training.
He didn't train with us, really.
He didn't.
He
and
trained
when he did,
in Brizzy. He trained in Brizzy. Right. So he lived in Brizzy. And he trained with former hectic
Aussie champ, or if not world champ.
World champ, like punching on in Vegas and what have you.
So what?
And we sparred about a week or so. I don't know whether it's the same process, but I remember feeling quite confident. Everything was going really well in the training, and then we got to the last week or so, and they put. I remember getting in the ring with Brocky, and he just bashed me. Bashed me into submission, and I almost shed a tear because I was just like, I'm just not ready for this, And I don't know whether it was. I think it was a part of the process was to build us up to ridiculous amounts and then just knock us back a peg. But I had sparred Mark in that session as well, and it had been quite good. And it actually played out quite how the fight did, which was the first probably round and a half. I had, or round and probably 1/3 to be fair. I'd been a lot quicker and everything was going really well for me, and then I hit the wall pretty considerably and. Wow. He was quite a lot bigger, and I'd hit him with a couple of shots, but it just didn't rock him. And it was quite a confronting thing to hit someone with everything you got.
I'm no expert to even say, but I know that Gav and Kevy and everyone at Fight Like a Pro, they match up really well, and that's why to me I was like. What's going on? It was a great matchup. Ooh, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Because you're not a huge frame.
Not at all.
But they will put with. But you'll put with Mark.
And I got to 72 kegs during. So I was at 85, 86 or something when I started. Yep. And
right.
And I got down to 72.
But they put you with Mark, and I thought because Mark, I didn't think, and I don't mind saying this because I'm sure Mark might agree. Whenever he was at the gym, he wasn't going that hard.
Yeah.
So he was. Kind of.
No, I agree
he's
with that.
He's a big bloke who wasn't really locked on. There's a chance for Luke to have a great fight with it was just one of these things.
I agree
but
with that.
all of a sudden,
He turned. Yeah.
do you think it's the Roy? No, let's get off that subject. Hey, I get off that. I don't even mean it. But anyway, man.
So what happened to you tonight? I've been waiting for something.
Okay, well, first answer me this question. Where were you born?
Melbourne.
Oh, shit. Because the reason why, I was going to ask, what do you think of AFL?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Like I'm a sports fan, so AFL's fine, but it's not my main sport. Yeah.
Well, what is your main sport then?
Rugby league.
Okay.
Rugby league, cricket.
Well, 4:30 today, Jeff White, who played for Melbourne.
Yeah, and he's got business up here now.
14 years, yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's...
Social media or something up here now.
Post high is the business. Anyway, I'm not putting dumps on him, but I am putting dumps on him. He was supposed to be here at 4:30 today.
Okay.
Thank God he wasn't, because my equipment wasn't working.
Right.
But he's brushed me twice now.
For this?
No. I'm sitting here in the studio waiting for Jeff White.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, because I don't mind being honest, that I don't know anything about AFL, mate.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in Queensland, rugby league.
Sure.
I've been putting shit on AFL my whole life.
Fair enough.
So I was about to do a podcast with a guy who played professional for 14 years.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what the hell am I going to say?
Yeah.
Like,
What questions am I going to ask him?
I've really only seen it live.
How did you go catching that ball?
My only issue is it's such a different game in so many ways that rugby league, only because I know it so well, you're kind of banging into each other. You're just trying to push to get there, and you get over the line. You punch someone in the head a few times.
It's a lot more linear, I think, rugby league. It's a lot more structured in that way, I think. But AFL, it's coming at you from 360 degrees, and it's up and down and all over the show.
That's a great way to put it, because watching it live obviously is the way to watch it, that game.
110%. As a rugby league fan, not first and foremost, but as a pure sports fan, I would say AFL, there isn't. I haven't found anything that is a better viewing sport live, because you can just see, if you've got a decent seat, you can just see every bit of action coming at you from all over the shop. You know, there's a guy, bang, coming from behind, he'd tackle you, and, guy coming from, bang, big mark over the top. Yeah. Whereas rugby league on TV, it's, again, I haven't found a better spectacle than rugby league on TV. So I think... And it's still good live, but it's not nearly as good as it is on TV. So, sure. And I think that's probably...
What do you think of those bloody... I couldn't get over... Because only because... And I don't like speaking negative, but I couldn't stop laughing at the... How many umpires and things do they have in that game? You know, the guy...
Well,
you got the old mate who does the things between the posts?
Yeah. There must be 8 or something. There must be a couple on the sidelines. There's a couple
sideline guys, they just run around, then they run backwards.
Have you seen that they are fit?
Yeah, I know, but that's the problem.
Fit,
they look like those arsehole PE teachers from school. Every one of them with their stupid high socks. I'm like, this is the weirdest, crappiest game ever. And meanwhile, guys in back play are sort of touching each other all the time without punching each other. You know what I'm saying?
You are the quintessential rugby league Queensland.
How did you touch each other? But like
anti-AFL guy, that is.
I know, there's a big hurdle for me to pass. So I was just about this afternoon, I was supposed to speak with Jeff White.
Yeah, that would have been great. I can't wait for that one.
Oh, I don't think it's going to happen though. I kind of went, oh, dude, you had your chance twice. You didn't show up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that should be good.
Now, when I think about Lukey Mac...
Tell me.
He's a guy, right, and then for all I know, I don't even know, because you gambling types, play it close to your chest. That's the game.
Yeah.
So, I back in the day when I first met you, I knew you just... how old are you? Young, right?
Just turned 30.
Yeah, right.
What is it?
Handsome, fit-looking bastard with your own house. You've got your assets. I don't even need to get into that with you, but whereas I came from factory life, say, where you just slug away at some crap job potentially, you found a way to think sideways, and I like what and and I'd ask you little questions in the gym, you know, not to test